Let's see. Los and Dustin, what up, though, from Michigan? Big Los and Daddy Dustin. Val, y'all crazy. Marcy Dooley, hello, Raindrops. Hi, Raindrops. We are live. How's it going, everybody? What a night. We have a lot to talk about. But y'all know I like to do introductions first to, to my life. And then I'm going to bring in our special guest this evening. I'm super excited. Okay, let's see who we have in the building. It's been a lot going on. Okay, let's see who we have. Okay, we got Tanya, Lakeisha from Michigan. What up, doe? Neat from Georgia. Okay, we got Tracy Witten from North Carolina. All righty. We got Erica Coleman. Oh, a lot of Detroit people in the building today. Shout out to Cash Doll. She has an album out, so make sure y'all buy it. Okay. We got Amanda King. Are we related, Amanda? Are you my cousin? Are you from the east side of Detroit? We got Kendra Nicole. We got Lino, my Raindrop Lino, LTV Productions. Hey, Lino. Vaughn caught alive in Kansas. Kansas. What's in Kansas City, Vaughn? Besides the Chiefs. Did I say that word right? Anyways, okay. Aisha is from the north side from Ann Arbor. Hi, Simone from Philly. We got Demetrius Kenner from Flint. Okay. All right. So look, you guys are here. I've missed you guys so much. A lot has been going on. Oh, we got Divine from London. Okay, Divine will tell you this, but don't tell nobody. I'm going to London this year, and I was thinking about doing a podcast in London, and I wanted to invite Eve, the rapper Eve, as my special guest in London because she lives there. She has a book out, and I love female rappers. I'm a female rapper connoisseur, and I just want to have a real conversation with her. Plus, I want her dating advice. Apparently, I'm bad at this. I'm gonna talk to Dustin and Loren about this. I need to know if Loren. Okay, so I got Loren Lorosa from the Breakfast Club. Y'all know we love her. So Dustin gives me dating advice, but I want to talk to Loren too because I want to know if Loren has a man. I watched the Breakfast Club. I know Charlamagne teases her about being single. So, but I want to know if she found somebody, within, these couple of months and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And get some dating advice. I don't think I'm good at it. You know what it is? So one of my friends, okay, I got 2 minutes before I break up my guest. One of my really good friends is Malika Hawk. Malika Hawk is one of my really, really, really. Mary in the Island said Loren has 2 men. Loren, I can really get one to stay. Dustin has a roster. Everybody wants to be with Dustin Ross. So Dustin has a roster. Loren has 2 men. And Carlos King the First can barely snag 1. So clearly, I need Dustin and Loren to tell me how this shit goes because I don't know. Okay. So anywho, they said don't do Dustin like that. No, listen. I'm gonna ask Dustin this. I don't think Dustin ever met a man that didn't like him. I think every guy Dustin wanted was like, finally. So we got to ask Dustin, has Dustin ever been rejected? If he knows what rejection feels like, okay? And I want to ask Loren, because her bundles be on fleek, honey. So I want to ask Loren and her bundles, how's that working for her? And we're going to figure that out. Okay, so anyways, so I was talking to my friend Malika. And she said something to me that resonated with me. She was like, Carlos, I hate dating because I don't know how to be anyone's girlfriend. I know how to be someone's wife. And I said, Malika, I think that's my problem. Carlos needs a pop the balloon. What does that mean, married the islands? I said, I think that's my problem. I enter a situation as acting like someone's husband because I don't know how to be anything but a husband. So, anyways, we're gonna talk about that in addition to other stuff. Okay, so my first guest is the man that has never been rejected a day in his life. Give it up for Daddy Dustin.
Now you see how I got set up. That you know what that's called. What you just that shit you just did. That's called the okey doke. That's what you just
What?
did. You just set me up. Now,
How?
albeit true, the
Be
point
real.
is, you know what I'm saying. The point, although it's true, the point is, you know
No,
what
no,
I'm
no, no.
saying.
I want to ask you the question first. I'm gonna get Loren and her bundles and her catsuit up in here next.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hey, Carlos,
have hey Dustin.
how you doing?
I'm blessed and highly favored. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's Monday night, so I'm really happy to be here. I love being in your company. So, um, I'm happy to have this conversation. That's the
Dustin,
problem.
I
That's called
Dustin.
pleasantries. We got to be pleasant with one another, right?
Well, they think you and I are too pleasant. That's the
They think a whole lot of shit. Who cares about what they think? Damn what they
Dustin.
think.
Well, clearly that's how I operate. Apparently, okay, because the
Yes.
shit keeps going. All right,
Okay.
Dustin, have you ever met a man that you've been interested in
hmm
who turned you down?
You know, I think that so you have to zoom out sometimes to right kind of receive things contextually, right? I'm a person who's big on energy and exchanging energy, and I'm a people person. I communicate for a living. So persuasion, talking, exchanging energies like of emotion, emoting, things like that, laughing, eye contact, you know what I mean? Smiling. I'm a big communicator. I love in-person communicating and connecting with people. So generally, anytime I've expressed interest in somebody, it's been rooted in an energy exchange of some sort that was completely reciprocal and mutual. So it's been great. I've had really positive experiences thus far. And that's why I've been encouraging your ass to get outside and do your thing, because I want those same experiences for you. I want you to be happy. Your happiness is my number one concern. So yeah.
Dustin, you have went to the Maurice J. Scott of Law School, okay? Because you answered a question within a question. So the answer is no. Because so listen, I'm with you. I had an epiphany and I
hmm
realized that I need to learn
Yeah.
how to be a student of this dating game because I got locked up, not like that, locked down. Okay, locked down. I got locked down in my mid 20s, and
Yeah, and then
you know what I'm saying?
you grew, and
Yeah,
you evolved into this incredible human being that you are now. And I think that that was great that you have that as a foundation or a basis of knowledge of relationships and the way they work. And now you can take those skills with the station in life you're at now and have a confidence that's newfound for you that will enable you to make tons of connections with like-minded people who respect you and value you and they desire you and make you feel sexy, like you look the fuck like you look, you know what I'm saying? And I
thank you,
think that
Dustin.
I think that's where those connections exist for you. So yeah, that's all I'm
Thank you,
saying, friend.
Dustin. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. Yep.
I'll be in New York soon. Okay,
Yep.
so I will also be in New York to see this bevy of a beauty. So listen, we are all loving the journalism. Hey, Portia, we're all loving the journalism that this woman is bringing. I have been a fan of hers since she was on TMZ. And let me tell you what happens in real life in this industry because there's a lot of things that y'all don't know. I was co-hosting Angela Yee's show called Way Up with Angela Yee.
Shout out to Angela.
Shout out to Angela, right? Hey, Angela Yee. So I was co-hosting for a couple of days, and it's in the iHeart building in New York City, where they also take the Breakfast Club. So I'm just doing my thing, and this beautiful Black woman named Loren Lorosa came into the room and said, and I thought she was going to see Angela, and she came in, she said, "Carlos, I love you. I love you. I love you, and I love you." And I said, "I love you." She said, "No, no, 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 no,
Yes.
no. I love you.
Yes.
And I'm proud of you and everything you're doing." And we had this beautiful, pleasant exchange. And it's nice to know that people see you, and you can also see people, and the mutual respect and love that we have for each other. I was like, this is amazing. And she has been on the Breakfast Club co-hosting, and my good sis is killing it. She's killing it. She's killing it.
Planet. Like, she's there to stay, like a tree planted by, what did the church people say? Like a tree planted by the water. Okay, she shall not be moved. She needs to stay right there in that studio. In that chair. They could bring that chair they brought over there for the other girl. They could sit there together. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I want her on there. I love her on
yes.
She's an incredible journalist.
She's an amazing journalist who reports the facts. And my favorite thing about Loren, and I'm about to bring her in, I love it, because I hit the notification button on Lauren's Instagram because she has breaking news. My favorite thing about Loren, I'm going to tell her right now, is when she does a post and she says, "I spoke with so-and-so's team."
Yep. Everything is substantiated with facts with her. Everything is substantiated with facts or a relationship or a connection of validity. And that's what makes her different and stand out, because it's the real thing. So she's such a breath of fresh air, and I'm so glad she's here with us tonight, man.
She is. So without further ado, give it up for the beautifully talented, expert, journalist, honey, co-host, Breakfast Club, one and only. Give it up for Loren.
Yeah.
Y'all was like, "Oh my God, they talking about me."
We sure are.
Hey y'all, hey everybody. I'm so excited to be here.
Hey, how you look so good.
Yes.
I took the red. This is our Breakfast Club outfit from earlier today. I just took the red lip off. A little bit more chill. A little more
look that goes
relaxed.
from day to night, right, Loren? Day to night.
Period. And after this, I'm gonna go get some drinks. You know?
Okay.
With who though?
Now see.
Oh.
See.
So Loren, my raindrops have said that you are dating two men at the same damn time. Is that true, sis?
I am dating. I mean, shouldn't I be?
Yes, you should.
I'm dating. I'm not in a relationship with anybody. So, but who out here clocking my numbers? Like, what is that? What is going on? Because they be listening to them lies that man that's across from me be spewing. Don't do not let Charlamagne get y'all. I don't know who them flowers came from. He did it.
Yeah. I think this is a great time for you to be on your player shit though, Loren. For real. You at the top of your game. You're in one of the best cities in the world. You look like that. Why wouldn't you be? Date as many people safely and harmlessly as you can, and have fun and make them connections. That's what I be trying to tell this nigga. Do that.
Carlos, I heard you say you was locked down majority of your 20s.
Yeah, I was in a relationship from 25 until like recently. Like
I was in a relationship from 18, 19 until like 31.
So you get it.
Yes, I understand. And that's why when people are like, they be like, "You don't know what you want." And I be like, I don't think it's that I don't know what I want. I'm learning because I've been in the same space for a very long time. And now I'm grown. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not out here getting super crazy, but I am experiencing people and things like I should be. You should be too.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. What I'm trying to figure out, honestly, is this. I'm trying to figure out, because it's different dating your 20s and in your 30s and in your 40s. So I'm in my 40s. So
so you're trying to get married tomorrow.
See, I'm a relationship person. I'm somebody's husband, but I've realized I have to like stop coming in with that mindset and instead just come in on some chill shit.
Completely disagree. I completely disagree.
Well, I do too. That's how I'm sitting here making that face. Because I feel like even if you chilling, people know what they get when they dealing with you, and that's why they're coming to you. So I do think you don't gotta like force your hand. You gonna be husband regardless. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just you. But I think, I mean, how you gonna turn that off? You want someone who knows how to deal with you as a husband. So I think someone should court you as a long-term situation, even if it doesn't end up there, so that you can see if that person even understands how to be your partner. That's what I think it's supposed to give. I mean, but you turn it off and on, depending on how you feel. But
nah, you keep it on, because what makes a person a husband or a wife, coming from a nigga that ain't ever been married, but I don't care. I know what I'm talking about. What makes a person a husband? Those are character related attributes and elements of the totality of who you are. Those are your fundamental characteristics, the things that make up and comprise your integrity and your decision making and who you are. That's character shit. That is not specific to any sort of relationship. So you should date as a savage husband, right? Have the husband qualities, but savagely approach your search to find your long-term partner if that's what you desire. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. You could be a city girl in the suburbs.
Yeah, you sure can. You just gotta take the expressway. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I got one last thing for y'all. We're gonna move on. Okay, so this is the thing that happens, and I want to get y'all thoughts on this. Okay, when you're in the public eye, you're easily Googleable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with me is, on a few first dates I've been on, I've been told like, I Googled you. And then listen, I like honesty, so I ain't tripping off of that. But what I will say is I do get a pit in my stomach, because I'm like, are you coming in with preconceived notions? Because this is the thing. When I'm with you guys on this live and all this, obviously it's an amplified version, because I'm animated. We did it. Right. However, in my Kimmy voice, I'm not like this on a date. You know what I'm saying? I'm very much like on some chill shit. Like I'm cool. And I know how to carry a conversation. And that's why all my first dates be bomb, because I know what I'm doing. But I do feel like what happens is they come in thinking one thing, and then this intimidation happens. And then I sometimes have to, between us, I sometimes be like, don't wear that jacket, don't wear those shoes, don't wear that watch, don't make sure you park your car.
Carlos, who is these homeless people that don't got nothing else to come pull up and be cute with you? I'm confused. Like, who are you dating?
Yeah.
No, the thing is this.
You moving in tenants? I'm confused.
Yeah, it's time to put this whole dating approach in rice, because I don't know.
I feel like where you are in your life, the type of people that you should be attracting, like where you are, and then also like further to help further you. They recognize that, oh yeah, because I was just boom. Oh, you should take your car here to be detailed because it's actually better for the type of cars. Like it should be a matching of the energy.
That's not no materialistic shit, right? We're talking about lived experience. We're talking about people who have been in certain rooms, been in certain spaces, and have an understanding of the way your life works. I think you're doing a lot of work that you shouldn't even have to do, because those people should be filtered out. And I'm not talking about no money. I'm literally talking about people be enamored by, the flashy elements of your life or whatever, the Googleable elements of your life. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know the person is not really a candidate for that type of partnership. You can have some fun with them maybe, but it's not a candidate for partnership. I done told you all this shit, Carlos.
Because now like you probably give husband, but maybe it's you. Are you a fixer? Like you bring in projects and you try to fix?
I don't. The problem is this, that we're gonna move on from this. I don't know if I should be like the guys my age.
What that mean?
So
I'm your age, nigga. What you try? What?
I know. Let's have a conversation. And this my disclaimer is this before people, people love to take what I say and run with it.
Right.
My disclaimer is this is my experience.
Okay.
This is my experience. I'm not talking about the collective. This is Carlos King's experience. Dudes my age oftentimes are set in their ways. They're stubborn. they feel like this is what I do, this is how I live, and you either gonna come in and accept it because you trying to come in altering something ain't it. So I come in on some chill shit like, oh, I am more flexible because I own my company. I can make my own schedule, so I can like work around things and I can do what I want to do within reason, right? What I have found is that also sometimes mean there's an intimidation factor because I can do all of that. And sometimes that presents itself to be an issue. Now, when you talk to somebody in their 30s, and again, this is my experience. 30s, from my experience, they tell you exactly what time it is. Like, this is what it is. This is what I want. And this is what I can offer. And that's that. And what we doing? What we doing? What we doing? So that has been it. So what I'm trying to figure out, which is why I made the decision, Dustin and Loren, over the weekend, I'm just going to live. And to your point, whatever happens, happens.
Whoever's supposed to pull up is going to pull up. Because when you living and you mixing and mingling, you know, you run. That's where I'm at, honestly. Like, I'm not trying to, like, I'm not out every day. Like, oh, I joke around and be like, my husband, my man. But in all honesty, I'm so focused on like career right now that like when I'm out having fun, I'm just out having fun. If I meet somebody, I meet them. If I'm enjoying a person, I'm enjoying them. And if things progress, they progress. Like, I'm not worried that I'm not going to end up with somebody, but I'm also not like, I'm pulling up with all of my cute outfits, my shoes, my bags. Like, I want you to understand, and it's not materialistic. It's just in being honest. Like, I take care of myself a certain way, and you got to be okay with that. Period. Like, I get what you're saying, though. It does happen, but I don't know. I can't live in that space. You're too big of a personality to live in that space. I don't know how you do it.
You're wasting time. We could be having fun. Well, you know how many parties we didn't miss fucking around with all this? Man.
Dustin, I'll be in New York. So Dustin, I'm in New York. Hook your boy up. Okay. So let's get I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. So look, let's do this. We have to, before we get into the reality recap, Loren, I thought I dropped exclusives with my podcast, Reality with the King. But Sweetie Pie, you'd be dropping exclusives. And I want to be able to have you tell the audience exactly the exclusive conversation that you had with Wendy Williams. So what is going on with her? We're praying for her. We love her. She's an icon legend in the moment. What can you update us raindrops on that situation?
So more recently, Wendy's in a space right now where she's trying to put the right people in place. I think that, like, people always ask, like, what ended Wendy up in this situation? And I think from the very beginning, it was she didn't have the right people in place. For a long time, her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter Sr., was the guy for her. He did everything for her. You know, we know the story. He kept her isolated, all this stuff, right? Managed money, all that. So now she's in a space where she's here. She's doing it all by herself. You know, when I look at her family dynamic, I don't know her family, so this is not me speaking to how they are as people, but it's always seemed like Wendy has been a person where she handles her own money. They're not handling her money. Wendy does her own thing. Wendy handles herself. So I think she's trying to figure out, like, who is that person right now, because she's in a space that she does need the help that can help her do these things, but not take advantage. So when I spoke to her last coming into this week, she wanted people to know that she recently fired her attorney. She had hired a new attorney that she was so excited about because this was a Black woman attorney and, you know, all these things. And according to Wendy, she is no longer wanting and going to work with this attorney anymore. And she's trying to figure out what that next step looks like as far as getting an attorney who's actually going to do what she needs them to do. The one prior to this attorney wouldn't get her trial by jury. And Wendy was like, if that's what I want, you won't get it. You can't work with me. But the issue is that from what she's understanding, she's being told that she's going to have to do this like interview. It's called a Lincoln hearing, where she sits down and talks to a judge the same way that you do, like, if you're in a custody battle and your kid has to be like, oh, I like to stay with mommy, or oh, I like to stay with daddy. They do it to conservatees, like people who are in conservatorships, to just see, you know, basically how well they can understand the care in the conservatorship, what they want, what they like, and what they don't like. I think a part of that, and Wendy also believes a part of that, and her team, or the small team she has around her, believes that a part of that is because they want to determine her capacity to make decisions, which, you know, she doesn't understand why she has to do, because she's been having conversations and making some decisions up until this point that is very obvious. But anyway, she thinks that that's one of the steps that she's going to have to take because what she's trying to do is get a new attorney. And she's also like really disheartened right now because she says that even if she can get a new attorney from how she understands it best right now, and hopefully this changes, the attorneys that she'll be able to choose from are attorneys that will be appointed by the court, and there'll be a list of them, and she has to choose from there. I think in the background of it, like I watched the TMZ special that they did on Wendy, and I think a part of it that a lot of people don't understand is that at one point in time, I think Wendy thought she was doing the best thing by, by making decisions that brought people into her business, whether it was family, whether it was whoever. And now it's kind of like came back and like, can I cuss on here?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's came back and it's fucked her over at this point
Mhm.
now because she's in this position where it's like, hey, I can do all these things, but y'all are treating me as if I can. Like I'm literally locked down. So that's where she's at right now. She's still just, fighting to get to a point where she can have basic, like, she can pick up her phone and call whoever she wants. She's able to have visitors as often as she wants. And I think she understands that, there will have to be certain things in place. They talked about this in that documentary as well, too. Like, a sober coach and things of that nature. But sis just want to be able to get some fresh air when she wants to and not have to ask somebody to unlock her door,
As
So
she should.
yeah, so she's trying to find legal counsel right now that she like wholeheartedly believes can push this thing forward. So that's where it's left off right now. And yeah, and I called back to check in today to just someone that works with her, and that's honestly just where it's left off. Like there's nothing since then. But
So I have
she wanted
questions.
to she wanted people to know that.
I have questions, Loren. So you said that she expressed that she was looking for basically a point person or someone to kind of manage her affairs that she could trust. What's going on with the relationship with her niece? Because in all the documentaries that we saw and in some of the most recent communications, we saw her niece advocating on her behalf. It seemed to be a legitimate relationship of trust. We saw her niece appear in the documentary, and we've heard of her relationship with her niece through the years on the talk show.
Right.
Why can't her niece function as the person to kind of man the ship of getting Wendy the legal assistance and the proper personnel, you know what I'm saying, to get the hell up from underneath that conservatorship?
I think that that's what they're trying to do. At one point, I know her niece, her name is Alex Finney. I
Yes,
know at one
Alex.
point in time, Alex was actually, she was trying to retain legal counsel. There was something that works with that. I don't know where that left off, just so that she could kind of come into the court stuff to help do exactly what you're saying. But the issue is the way that the way that Wendy's conservatorship is set up. Alex doesn't have any power.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is left up to the guardian or the conservator. So I think the first steps in this is to relinquish a little bit of that power, or at least, in my opinion, this is not what she's saying to me, but just from me watching from the outside looking
Mm-hmm.
in, even if they can't fully dissolve a conservator, where no one's completely at all in control, at least give Wendy enough control, or like kind of like an equal control where she's able to work with the conservator and not be controlled by. Once that's done, then I think someone like a Alex, who we know is family, who we know has been, there by her side, who Wendy
Right.
obviously seems to trust, can come in and say, hey, I think this should happen, and they work together as a team to make it happen. Right now, from everything I've been told, from everything I've witnessed it with my own eyes, and from what we're hearing Wendy say, that doesn't happen because the conservator, legally, it's been ruled that the conservator is in control, and no one can. There's nothing that Alex could do right now.
And so when you spoke with Wendy, Loren, just your personal opinion, cognitively, Wendy seemed 100% present in the conversation, listening, alert, receiving the information. You didn't notice any barriers to her, from, in your opinion, being in control of her personal affairs.
No, not at all. I do
Yeah.
think that. Okay, so look, first I want to say one of the things that I every time we talk about this, I always mean to bring this up and I forget. When I
Mm-hmm.
was at TMZ, the last interview that Wendy Williams did with TMZ Live, y'all remember that interview? It was a horrible interview where she lifted her foot up to the camera and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I booked that interview. That was my first. That was like probably that month, like right after divorce. I was working with TMZ, and Wendy was my beat. Like I was breaking all the stories around like the divorce. Like I was very heavily involved in it. I grew up watching Wendy. So to me, I
Yeah.
knew that it was going to be one of the biggest stories in the world, that she was finally leaving Kevin, the baby, like all that stuff. I knew it was going to be big. So I fought for it. So we began leaning into those stories. A lot of times outlets don't even want to lean into other personalities. So it was a conversation that had to be had, like, hey, I think we should do this. And then once things started unraveling and they saw it, they were like, oh shit, okay, Lauren's right. So we
Yeah.
lean in, we're doing these stories. I booked that interview with Wendy, me and my homegirl Tawanda. Shout out to Tawanda. And I remember sitting in the newsroom and being like, and when I say I booked it, I had actually spoke to Wendy. So she had a manager at the time named Will. I talked
Mhm.
to Wendy first. Wendy, at that time, way back when, that was years ago when she did that TMZ interview, she was out of it. Like,
Mhm.
it was very hard to talk to her. It was, I couldn't believe just the way that the conversations would go. But
Mhm.
again, she was in a whole different space than we know that, substances were being abused and things of that
Mhm.
nature, right? Booked that interview. I damn near cried during that interview because I'm like, she is in such a bad place. I felt bad being a person that even orchestrated that to put her on television.
Yeah. Yeah.
After
Mm.
talking to so then now bring this back around, and when Charlotte decided to, hey, we're going to do the interview just to kind of get people knowing what's going on so she can get some help. And I got on the phone with her. Within the first 20 minutes of talking to her, I'm like, yo, this is a whole different person. Like
Wow.
Wait, not
she
to
is
cut you off. Not to cut you off, because I didn't know this, and I want you to finish, but I don't want to lose this. I think all of us was under the impression that Charlamagne booked the Wendy interview for the Breakfast Club. So you're saying that you
No,
did
no,
that?
no. He did. He did. He did.
Oh,
He did. That was him.
She's
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
100%. I'm
TMZ.
talking about. I did the TMZ one years ago. So if you
years
guys go
ago.
back, yeah. So if you
Yeah.
guys go back, not to be confused, if you guys go back in your archives and look at Wendy Williams on TMZ Live talking about I forget, she was talking about her foot, the stuff that she does with her feet and like
Yeah.
the swelling of her feet.
It's called I'll tell you in
Yeah,
a second. Yeah.
Trying to put
lymphedema,
in
I
the
believe,
front.
right?
Yes.
Lymphedema.
Lymphedema,
Yes.
yep. So if you guys go back and look at the TMZ Live interview, specifically TMZ Live, that Wendy Williams did when she talked about lymphedema,
Mhm.
she not lymphedema. She's sitting in a
Yeah.
chair inside of her apartment in New York at that time. This is way before any conservatorship, way before anything. I booked that interview. And I
Mhm.
was actually speaking to her. Wendy was in the weeds of that. Like she was calling, she wanted to do the interview, but still there were things, even as they were live on air, everybody in the room was like, this is not okay. Fast forward to Breakfast Club, that was Charlamagne and her. Like she decided, hey, I want to do this. He had set it up. We were just told, hey, she's going to come on. And then we went from there. I do work as a producer at the Breakfast Club. I think a lot of people, because we've never think like now we're starting to kind of figure out how this all works. So, in helping prepare for the interview, that's why I'm like, dang, I wish I had mentioned this then so people could kind of understand. I thought about this
Mm.
moment, like me seeing her all those years ago and talking to her now, she is in such a different space. Like
That's great to
she
hear.
tracks, you know what I mean? She understands things, she is very in control. She is not the way that this whole thing is depicting her to be.
Mhm.
But again, I think that she does understand that, there are certain things and barriers that she will need in place, but she is fine.
Yeah.
Like she's good. I mean, mentally, she's going through a lot right now, as you can imagine, but she's good.
If Britney Spears can be shaking her half of her ass and them panties on Instagram, get Wendy up out of them locks. Okay,
Yeah,
get Wendy from behind them
Brittany
gates.
got
Get
free and got
Wendy.
crazy. I don't know
Yeah,
what happened.
but we need Wendy to have the chance to do that. If Brittany can do that and they letting her breathe and we rallied around
Yeah.
her and got her the trial that she needed to adjust her status of living and her status of freedom, Wendy deserves the same chance. I'll just say that, especially
Yeah,
if she's making sense the way that you say she is when
Yeah.
you spoke to her, and the way that we can see her being different now than she was in that interview when she showed her foot on TMZ and in the documentary. She seems in a much better place, and we want the best for her. So
any person deserves that. If that was my
yeah,
mom, if that was my, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like quality of life matters for your health. I know
yes.
that for a fact. I'm a caretaker for my mother and my grandmother. Quality of life
Mhm.
matters. No matter what you're going through, put barriers in place, but you can't prison somebody because they're dealing with a health issue.
I
Like there
agree.
has to be a better answer to that. So to answer your question, I hope yes. I think Wendy is doing good. I think Wendy can make decisions. I think Wendy knows what's going on. She can cuss you out if she needs to. She can
Yeah,
read the room if she needs to. Like I think she's good.
that's good to hear.
Good. And listen, thank you so much for that update, because at the end of the day, what I would like to say is this: when you are a content creator, regardless of what sort of lane you're in, it's a tough job, right? And Wendy has been doing this since the radio days in New York, in Philly, in New York City for decades.
Yeah.
And one thing about Wendy, Dustin got a chance to meet her as well because they took a
Mhm.
picture together. I got a chance to meet her, and obviously Loren, you got a chance to talk to her and meet her too. She was so cool and so sweet.
Mhm.
And And I think the thing with Wendy that I just want the world to know this. Giving your opinion on something isn't easy. It's not easy. And when it came to Wendy, the moment she became the story, I think that's when a lot of, what was happening with her marriage, and that became the story. I think a lot of that also just wasn't something that she was used to, because she was
The
used
weight
to.
on her.
Mhm.
Yeah. So anyways, I say all of that to say is this. We are all rooting for her, just like the community rooted for Britney. And when it comes to Wendy, I would like to see more people give her grace. It's easy to judge somebody for their commentary when it comes to the way they sort of tell the news. And I'm not here to talk about that with her. What I am here to talk about is we're seeing a woman who is going through something that is dire, her health and her situation. And I also watched a documentary that TMZ did, and to see her on the phone in the building in New York City talking to Harvey as he's in his studio, and to know that in 30 days she only went outside twice, to know what was going on between her and her son. I just want everybody to just pray for her safety and her health, and remove all the other things, how you may feel about her. I think fundamentally we're seeing a woman that I'll say this for us. I think we all looked up to her in terms of like,
Right. Wendy is
right.
that girl. I don't care what you say, how you feel
Yeah.
about her. You can't get around her. Wendy is that girl. Wherever will be that girl. Y'all can hate her, but y'all turn on that TV. Y'all watch the clips. Every single time. To this day, when a moment happens, people post that purple chair. And that is
Yeah.
not by chance. So,
And let's not forget either that Wendy's her very successful run on television as a talk show host was essentially a redemption arc of sorts for her, right? Because she was much more raw, much more aggressive, much more direct with her rumors and accusations and determinations when she was on radio, and she had to kind of play nice by the daytime TV rules on her talk show. And she invited several guests. Whoopi Goldberg was one of them. Several, who else came on her show? Several people came on her couch that she had beef with on the radio, and we saw her apologize. We saw her take a more gentle approach to the same reporting, but just with a more gentle approach. So there's something to be said about that. I mean, you can't tell people how to feel based on the shit she said, because Wendy has done and said a lot of crazy shit.
Got crazy for sure.
But there is something to be said about the redemption arc of her talk show and what we see now. So I just hope the best for her.
Yes. I also hope the best for Mia be Lyin. So let's get into Potomac. Listen, call me Whoopi Goldberg because I love a segue. Okay, Loren, get ready for this. Okay, and I already know how Dustin feels. Okay, we got to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac Part 2 reunion. There's so much to unpack, but let's just talk about Mia be Lyin. So, Loren, in case you don't know, I am the one that came up with Mia be Lyin, that all the girls took and ran with it. And that's why I love my girls, because it caught on like a wildfire. And I love my raindrops for that, because I say, Mia, I love you, but you be lying. Instead of Michael B. Jordan, it's Mia be Lyin, right?
Yes, it is.
Right? That's Mia. But I love her. Now, let's have a real conversation. My raindrops went on Twitter. I am outside trying to figure out my shit, and my phone is blowing up because my friends are saying they are reading you on Twitter. And I'm like, what did I do this time? So they sent me a few tweets, and it said, Carlos, we blame you. You hyped up Mia thinking she was Beyonce, okay? The fact that she she didn't deny it. The fact that she told Wendy, this is Destiny's Child, I'm Beyonce, and whatever. They said, Carlos, you blew her head up. So I want to address that. Then I want to hear from Loren and Dustin as relates to Mia. Look, I said what I said, right? Mia be Lyin. That's who she is. Mia, truth be confusing. And when I interviewed her, she said, call me Mia be forgetting. I said, I'll give you some grace. Now,
forgetting who your child's father is crazy.
Well, that's the thing. And I want to get into that. Okay? I want to get into that. When it comes to Mia, I did say Mia has the potential to be the face of Dustin. Don't do me. Mia has the potential to be the face of Potomac. I did say that. I did say that based on what she was delivering this particular season, which was last season, right? Being the force multiplier, the main story. One thing I do know about this genre is Heavy is the crown of the person. I butchered it. Heavy's the head that wears the crown, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's the. Do you believe? Okay,
That's
so
the
go
gist.
ahead. I'm about to say
Yeah.
because
Okay.
you done gave
Okay,
her
no, no.
that crown. Now she won't let it go.
I
That's
know,
why.
I know. She called herself Beyonce. So raindrops. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. My belief is this: Mia really wanted to show the audience who she was outside of being with the girls, right? And I think this, and I would love to hear from you too. I think when it comes to Mia, and I'm speaking as a person who's not a parent, disclaimer. I'm speaking as a person who's not a mother or a woman or who has or father. I don't have kids. I'm only speaking as a viewer. So I had no idea, and that's the reason why for me I love this platform and I love this conversation because we should have a healthy dialogue and debate. When Mia was talking about the paternity issue she was receiving, based on what Gordon put out there, and I think we have to go backwards to move forward. We have to remember Gordon said it first. Okay, Gordon said it first last season, and it became a storyline this season. I looked at it as okay. She is talking about her reality. And that's all that's how I took it, right? That's her reality. Whether it's her truth or not, I believe, and I listen, till this day, I don't think she lied about it, meaning lied about, I don't think her, Gordon, and Ink had a meeting and said, let's set this up. I don't believe that. And I'm gonna stand on that. I do not believe that Gordon, Mia, and Ink had a meeting saying, we're gonna make this a storyline. I don't believe that. As I'm watching the show and I see the outrage, what I will say is this: I get it now. I get it now. I'm not a parent. I don't have children. I do understand now the outrage that people do have, because at the end of the day, we are talking about the paternity of a child, right? So I do get it. I 1000% get it. And it does beg the question, though, how real is too real? Because Gordon spilled those beans, questioning it. And the only thing I want to offer up for the audience is this. He said it first. It would have been different if Mia said it first. I would like to give Mia some grace, only because Gordon revealed it first. And Mia, being a housewife, followed the storyline that was revealed by her husband. And I do think in hindsight, because listen, the beauty of these shows is you could watch yourself and say, wasn't smart. I believe, and I haven't spoken to Mia because I like to be honest with my audience. I haven't spoken to her and I can't, but I just choose not to because I want her to do what she needs to do. I do believe in hindsight, she probably regrets it because I didn't see the backlash coming from this, and I don't think she did. But Loren, because Dustin is going to cook, but I would like for you to start the fire, ladies first. What are your thoughts on Mia be lying? Do you believe this storyline? Do you think it's fake? And is she wrong?
I don't believe the storyline. I think she's lying. I don't. They might not have had a meeting, but it might have been a group chat on text. I do think. No. So here's what I will say.
Telegram.
Right.
I
appreciate her, I appreciate what she does on the show. I think that what she does on the show, people forget that is the reality TV that we loved, love down until people decide to wake up and be so woke and like nothing is like everything's off limits. I think she's doing exactly what you said. There's a storyline. She leans into it. She goes in. And I think she knows there's no way that you don't anticipate some of the backlash you're going to get. But I think that she does a really good job of acting like, oh my God, did I do that? And that's why I don't have sympathy for her. Because it's like, you do all this. You're a reality TV star, so you know how to stir the pot. You stir it, you boil it, you put it on the back burner and let it simmer, and it be like, oh my God, it's hot. Oh my God, how did that happen? And then you cry in, and then it's like, I'm just going through a lot. And it's like, we know you told us on the show. Like, I don't have sympathy for her. I don't believe that she's telling the truth, but I don't mind it. I think what she's doing on reality, like, I can see why you called her Beyonce.
Well, in my defense,
She know how to look. She know
no,
how to make something shake, don't she?
Well, I have a very different memory,
like
Destiny Child.
the check on the video, Beyonce.
But
But
when
in
you
my,
say that though, you don't mean. I mean, okay, so don't. This is not shade to
I
her.
didn't call her Beyonce. That's I want to say that. I said the
Mhm.
face of. She said Beyonce. I never called her Beyonce
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Give us the exact terminology of what you said.
I said Mia has the potential to be the face of Potomac, and that's it. That was it, right, Dustin?
But
Yeah.
when I say that I understand where you were, what, like that terminology, that's all
Yeah.
I mean. I don't mean that she's like, you know, there are girls that do it easier and more effortless on the show, and it doesn't look as fake and things of that nature. But you do need a Mia. Like you need her to be on that Lion. Like you need it. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like if she's not on that Lion, it's like, what are we? You know, how much are we watching? That's all I'm saying. It's like you need it the same way we need Simon to do all this stuff so that we can tune back in Atlanta.
Yeah, no. Right. So
It's reality
so
TV. Like
while I agree with you from a formulaic perspective, right? Like the formula that it takes to have a captivating, polarizing ensemble cast on a reality show like this. Yes, you need a polarizing figure who is willing to play the villain role and willing to be sensational. The problem is it has to be in a realistic way, right? Her lies have to be connected to something that is plausible or something that makes sense, or she has to at least try to pull it off. And she falls short with the execution every single time. She throws the most ridiculous lies out into the universe and then does no work to substantiate them, no work to make them actually connected to something real that will legitimize her even speaking in the first damn place. That's why we're so let down as viewers. I agree. I'm all about an exciting show. I want to watch these women be as dynamic as they can in every single way. Ball out, get all the money you can get, have successful opportunities come from this show, cuss each other the fuck out when you disagree and it gets to that point, make up, be resolution focused, give us a good show, you know. But that shit that Mia is doing is messed up. That touched, let's be real, this is a black audience that watches this show, in addition to a whole lot of other people. But a lot of the loud voices we see expressing disgust with what Mia has presented this season, they're black people. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because that shit touched us on a blackness level in a bad way. Speaking over your kid's head like that when they was in the kitchen and her daughter, her beautiful kids was in that kitchen, and her daughter said, no, we don't want y'all not to be together, and you can't marry Mr. Ink. Her little mind reasoning in that way and coming to those conclusions, that's messy in a way that it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't sit well culturally with us. Then questioning paternity. Remember, Mia has another kid who's 16 that we don't even see on the camera, who that means that he's elected to not even be a part of this conversation. He doesn't want to be filmed on the show. Lots of children that do that, but that's often a clue to the fact that they're not comfortable with the shit that you're doing on television. Mia loves her children, but to me, she just played a very dangerous, risky game. Just exploiting. I guess that's the best word to describe what she's doing, exploiting her family, exploiting Gordon's mental illness and his situations, his struggles that he's going through. We never liked her in Ink. Gordon may have been the first person to verbalize the paternity issue on camera, but we only know about Ink because prior to that season even airing, remember, Mia posted that picture where she hooked her arm around his back and her leg around his hip because it was at knee level, right? She hooked her leg around his hip, and that's how we met Ink. Y'all remember that? It looked like she was putting him in like a wrestling move, which the way she was hugging him in that picture. All we saw was his back, and he looked like he was in distress. He needed some help. Mia strong, and we saw her doing like this with him. That's how we met Ink. So
bodybuilder
I
Mia.
think that, you know what I'm saying? I think that we just were never really into, as viewers, we were never really connected to or into her relationship with Ink. It did not sit right. I'm a person who I congratulate motherfuckers when they tell me they got a divorce. I think it's a badge of honor. You know what I'm saying? Because it means that you make good choices. You know, to end that situation. So it's not about her getting a divorce. It's not about her having a new partner. It's the way that she did all of it. And it does not read as believable. It don't seem like she's caught up in the moment and making these decisions based off of emotion or, you know, a chain of events. It seems like she's just wilding the fuck out. Prime example, she went to Miami, didn't give a fuck about connecting with none of the girls, invited them, didn't say nothing. And her own best friend, Jacqueline, who is really her biggest op, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Wait a second.
Jacqueline
Hold on.
Jacqueline said Mia was more concerned about Ink. She wasn't even interested in y'all. That's what she told Jazzy. Jacqueline said that herself. So Mia is feeling herself. Mia is on television. Mia's making the most money she's ever made in her life. She is able to have a boyfriend outside of her husband, and she's just riding that wave and trying her best to hold on to the fringes of motherhood along the way. But that's what's going on. That's what we saw.
If they dropped like some exclusive footage of like, here's exactly what happened when she never responded to homegirl until after midnight, like, would you watch it?
No, I don't give a damn in the first
place. You a damn lie. You would tune in.
They brought it up.
You a lie. You would tune in, and that's the whole point. I agree with
everything I love. I have never been interested in Mia. Never. I never even thought. I thought that Carlos was using his producer hat to speak prematurely, right? So he was looking so far ahead that he knew she would be polarizing in some way, but it wasn't in the way that you thought as it played out. That's what happened with that. You knew something was gonna happen, but what happened didn't land right.
I will confirm that. I'll confirm that. I didn't. I'll confirm that. But Loren, go ahead. This is
what did you? So I'm confused. What did you guys like? What did you think? Like, okay, what was your expectation of Mia in the beginning of all of this when you said that, Carlos? Because I feel like the way I'm hearing is like you thought she was going like in world hunger through this reality TV show in 2025. That's not happening. Like in 2025, the most she gonna get is a Zeus deal from this show. Like I don't know what
rolling. That's where she gonna be, ain't it? Zeus. It's Zeus
and it's
content.
No shade. Get your money, but what I'm saying is like she's on a reality show and like. At this point, reality is like knocking on your next door neighbors. It's so normal at this point now. So it's like all this stuff is like, okay, whatever. She's just doing whatever to get by. Not bringing a dog into it with the bow tie.
We say that, but then
go ahead.
It's all about authenticity. I think that's what it all boils down to. People think that you have to have all these elements to be interesting on reality TV or to keep the audience on your side. It's not that. All you got to do is keep it the fuck real. Prime example, Mary Cosby in Salt Lake City. Mary has a personality that's so quirky. She's rude a lot of times to people, and she turns a lot of people off. But that shit that she showed with her son and his struggles with addiction and the conversations that they had surrounding it was so motherfucking real. That was some real life shit that it connected with people no matter how they felt about her. Mia had an opportunity. We're talking about the dissolution of a relationship, a marriage. They've been married for what, 11 years? They got 2 children together. She has an older son. That's a big break. And the inner workings of that divorce that was an opportunity for her to show authenticity, to show who she really is underneath that character shit. And she completely fumbled it by flipping it into an even bigger scheme that nobody believed in the first place. And she picked the wrong person to do it with because Ink felt so confident and emboldened that he stood at that man's kitchen fucking counter and told him, well, see, what y'all got to go. He started telling Gordon about his relationship, his marriage with Mia in their damn house with the kids in the other room. That ain't no black people shit. It did not sit right with us. It just did.
Everybody don't got the bandwidth. I think you expected too much of her.
Okay. That's fair.
Loren that's why she's a journalist. Okay. I'm going to answer your question. Loren asked a really good question. Dustin, thank you for your insightful and very poignant
thank you. Analysis.
Analysis. Thank you for analysis. So Loren asked me a question. Carlos, what did I see in Mia for me to make that bold statement that she was the future of Potomac? Dustin touched on it and you did too. So I'm going to combine both because I'm going to be real. What I felt like Potomac was missing at the time was somebody who's giving us something real. So I'm not talking about this season. I want to go to last season, right? I love a reality star who is self-deprecating, who isn't self-editing themselves because they want to sound whatever, who isn't playing up to the social media fans. Like I appreciated that about Mia, how Mia to me was like this wounded bird who was trying to figure things out, and she didn't say the right things. And when she first appeared on the show, she said, I got my this done, that done, this done, that done, that done. I'm like, I like you, because we all see some of these reality stars get plastic surgery off season and they come up with a new booty and you're like, oh, the squats work during that hiatus, right? Or we all called it the season 2 glow up. And I felt like Mia, and let's talk not this season, because Mia's season 2 glow up came this season with the blonde 613B, which Dustin never liked it. I like Mia and Jet Black.
And Loren, I don't give a damn about no women's hair shit. I don't even know nothing about hairstyle.
You know what I'm saying?
It was fried dyed to the side. The bundles was not bundling. She could have left that where it was at and wherever that paternity test lives. Because
I like a good buzz down with Mia. A buzz down wig,
she's good. Jet Black is strong for her.
Strong for her. So I saw her potential in terms of like she is going to continue to just be self-deprecating and whimsical and interesting. And the audience, y'all agreed with me too. I think what happened was Dustin is right, and you're right, Loren. Dustin is right in terms of I didn't see this coming. This being a storyline. I didn't see that coming to this degree. And Loren, you're right in the sense of it's one of those things where, and I still feel this way. If Mia was not on the show this season, what would we be talking about? There's only so much you could talk about Stacey and TJ. There's only so much you could talk about Ashley and the counter and the TikTok dances. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's only so much you could talk about that kind of stuff. So I did appreciate Mia being somebody, right or wrong, and that's the court of public opinion. But I saw somebody who I felt was giving the real. And what my concern is, I'm gonna stand on business. What my concern is, I'm really concerned that next season, Mia is gonna sit there and give us nothing because she's been so beaten up by the audience.
You think so?
Mia is not.
She enjoys the bullshit of it all. Like she enjoys oh my God, this is too much. This is too much. Like she loves throwing the rocks and hiding her big hands. Like she throws a lot. Like she does a lot and then be like, oh my God, what happened? How'd that happen? I think she enjoys that.
I was glad Wendy called that out on the reunion stage, which honestly Wendy has so far in episodes 1 and 2. Wendy is running that damn reunion hands down. She's so comfortable and confident and just
even when she's talking about Karen.
She's very self-assured. And then I'm glad you brought Karen up. Perfect example of the extremes that you can go to this, right? You got Mia, who is being transparent and just spewing out every goddamn thing she has in her bucket, right? Whether it's true or false. Then you have Karen, who's in a very real, very authentic situation and being totally fake about it, not talking about it, lying about it, being completely delusional about it. There has to be a middle ground to me for you to have success as a reality star when it comes to transparency, right? All you got to do is be 100% real about exactly what's going on in your life. The transparency and the authenticity will literally win people over and endear them to you. That's why we love characters like Nene Leakes, watching her come up, her story, you know what I'm saying, as she rose to heights of fame. We love that shit because we were happy to see her build that. She was being authentic. When her approach and her manner kind of changed, you saw there be a little bit of a disconnect between her and some of the viewers. That's a great way to kind of measure what's going on here. So Mia, I hope next season she does come. I hope they bring this entire cast back next season. I think this worked this season. Yeah, bring everybody back.
And Jazzy, bring Jazzy. Thank you.
Absolutely. Bring Jazzy, bring everybody back. And let's see what's going on. Let's see how Mia does it now. I think she's a great addition and a necessary element in this cast. She just has to refocus. That's what I think.
Do
Okay.
y'all think the days of Nene Leakes are even like a real thing anymore though? Unless you come from that era of reality star where
Mhm.
like people allowed room for certain stuff.
Mhm.
That's
I
a
don't
good
think it's
question. Go ahead, Doug. You go first.
I
Go ahead,
don't think
Dustin.
that it's gone, no, because Nene Leakes' story is a story of a person that has straight up star quality, and you can't deny that. That's why she beat so many odds during her time, really riding the height of her fame as a housewife. People didn't think that she was articulate enough to be on television as a host, and look, she went on to be on Fashion Police and multiple red carpets. People didn't think that she was a fit enough actress to kind of lead a show. We saw her have a very successful season on The New Normal, and people fell in love with her character. Nene had star quality, and to me, that's something that never goes out of style and it never loses value. You may have to use a different vehicle, but star quality is star quality, and that's why Nene won. If you find that as a casting director, if you find that as a production company, that's gonna sell no matter where you at. Carlos, you didn't have some stars coming through that Kingdom Reign KRE situation over there, Kingdom Reign Entertainment. You pick people who have it, and that it factor as it grows and matures and
Yeah.
adds in more resources, it becomes undeniable. So I don't think it's over. It can definitely still happen.
Yeah, listen, Nene Leakes is an anomaly. She, in my opinion, is the greatest reality star of all time.
I agree.
I made her the greatest housewife of all time
Mhm.
on my podcast. I will say this, and this is somebody, and I'll make this quick. Me and Nene met each other on the first day at work. I was an associate producer, and she was obviously a housewife. And my boss said to me, because the way it works, when you're an associate producer, you're assigned the housewife. And when you're
Mhm.
assigned the housewife, your job is to, get to know them, extract what their storyline is going to be, all those things. Long story short, I had Nene. And the first day I met her, she said, "Hey, bitch." And I said, "I love you." And she and I instantly hit it off. And I said to her after we wrapped the season, I said, "You are a star."
Mm.
And Nene Leakes, before the show premiere, we shot for 3 months. And I said, "You're going to be the biggest star in the world." And she said, "You think so, Carlos?" And I said, "Baby, you are a star. You have the I and the T." And the rest is history, right? I do want to say this, though. Nene Leakes was birthed at a time where there wasn't Twitter or Instagram or TikTok, right?
Mhm.
And Nene said this on my interview with her. When you are a reality star born in this day and age of social media, and that's the reason why, and I'm gonna keep it all the way real. It's the reason why I always will mess with Giselle and Jocelyn Hernandez as just two examples of many. Okay. Jocelyn don't give two F's what I say about her. I promise you, as somebody who knows her personally, Jocelyn Hernandez don't care. I want to be very clear when I say that. Jocelyn has been talked about. People questioned whether or not she was a woman.
Mhm.
Jocelyn was somebody where they said, "You're trying to be like this other rapper, reality star, whatever, has more hits than you, whatever." Jocelyn was laser focused, and Jocelyn understood her lane. And the beauty of Jocelyn's success, and in my opinion, we don't give Jocelyn enough flowers, in my opinion, because I don't know too many people that can leave a big show like Love and Hip Hop and leave in a way where she felt like there's more. And she decided to just go after her dreams after that. She didn't, she wasn't like being all whatever. She like really just said, "There's more." Long story
Right.
short, I was with her. I introduced her to Zeus. I said, "You should do a show called Jocelyn's Cabaret." And I'm saying this because she said it, because I don't tell my girls tea. And to me, she is the one to look at in terms of somebody that focus only on the goalposts. Like, this is what I want to do, and I don't care about the noise. Giselle Bryant does not care what people say about her. She really doesn't. And it's the reason why she's able to stay. I do think what's difficult is the fact that I think reality stars born in this era, and I don't blame them. And I want to say that I get it. They, not all, some of them really do care what people think. Some of them do perform for their audience. Some of them really just want to have a moment, and you have to let them. You have to let them. And I do think, like Dustin said, I agree with Dustin. A lot of these girls have potential. And my advice to all of them behind the scenes, because I talk to all the girls, I always say to them, focus on the prize. And as long as you focus on the prize, you will get whatever you want. And I always say, look at Jocelyn. She focused on the prize. And that's why her latest single, I Like the Way You Are, is a hit and it's out on all platforms. Okay. So shifting gears a bit, I want to talk about Portia really fast. We got one more thing after this one. You also reported on this too. Simon Guobadia has been detained by ICE in Georgia. Is that right, Lawrence, in Georgia?
Yes, it's in Georgia.
And let me tell y'all how amazing Loren is. And I gagged listening to her this morning. And Dustin, if you didn't listen to it, this is how my girl is. Loren said, I called ICE. And I said, wait a second, baby.
I just went through my email. I'm like, let me see if they email me back.
Loren, I didn't know you could reach out to ICE. Loren said, I said, this is journalism, people.
That's
Loren
right.
is saying, before I report the news, I want to get all sides of the story and do my due diligence. So, Loren, did ICE call you back or they email you back, honey?
No, I sent a bunch of follow-ups and I'm going to keep emailing. Because I had a lot of questions. I want to know, like, what's the context? Like, what led up to the detaining? Like, where was he taken from? What all of that? Like, what happens now? Like, I got so many questions. So,
So no, he has been detained, and I want to address this because people love to take things on.
You got the inside tea.
Yeah, what's up, Carlos?
Do I have the inside tea? Listen,
did Portia call the people or no?
Follow the reality, Carlos. Where does it lead us?
I follow the reality of the king. Listen, well, to answer a question, I don't listen. My opinion. I didn't call her. My opinion. I don't think she did. That's my opinion. I don't think she did. The thing is this, and this is me being honest. I know all of y'all saying, well, maybe she called, and I would like to say this: Simon is not somebody that the world doesn't know.
Right.
And what people seem to forget is people who are on social media, they're the IRS who watch these shows. They are people who work in the system. A lot of people watch these shows. So I think it's unfortunate that people are saying Portia called as if Simon was somebody that didn't make himself known. So I want to say
agree.
that. Right?
I
want to say this. Oh, go ahead, Dustin.
No, I was just going to say, I don't think Portia needs to give that any energy. A lot of that can be kind of shut down by her ignoring it and just moving forward. Like, she doesn't even really have to address that this is going on. She could just go on. Like, I think it's a very easy kind of pass to take at this, saying, oh, Portia, set that up. She gets the last laugh. But that's a really serious allegation to make towards somebody that.
I don't like that.
I think people are saying it jokingly because they always say that she does so much for the storyline.
Yeah.
And we've been waiting to see how the storyline plays out.
I want to address that. I want to address that.
Yeah.
As somebody who also worked with Portia, I need to address this. And as somebody who has worked with her, I can confirm to you all that sister has never, ever created a storyline out of thin air. And I know that's the narrative. The thing with Portia that was beautiful working with her in the years that I have, and I want y'all to really listen to me when I say this. Portia came into a show married to an athlete who was a Hall of Famer. And I'm saying this because he said it. Because like Loren, I'm a journalist and I report facts, not hearsay. Her ex-husband, when she was on the show season 5, said, I was known as this person, Hall of Famer. All of a sudden, I'm being introduced as Portia's husband. That's not easy for a man of a certain stature. He said this. Portia, season 6, was devastated and really was hurt. Portia learned he filed for divorce on Twitter. So for people to make this assumption that she is somebody who wants to do things for a storyline, that's not who she is. Portia got divorced on camera. And we're talking about this story on the new season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Stay tuned. But what the story we're talking about is a woman post-divorce. Like, what does that look like, right? And Portia was figuring things out. So when people say, well, she brought this guy on as her paid boyfriend, I think what we're missing is, and this is what I'm going through now being single, that Dustin tells me, and Loren did too, you just date. You figure things out. Sometimes you may fall in love soon. Sometimes you don't. When it comes to Portia now, and I want to say this, I was at Portia's wedding. I've spoken to Portia. Portia loved that man. And I'm here to say I was privy to that. Portia was emotional. Portia was happy. And Portia is going through something that I think a lot of people need to sit back and understand that if she wanted this as a storyline, then why in the world would she have quit the show?
Well, Carlos, there's a lot of layers of context that need to be added.
Let's have a real conversation.
Okay,
go ahead.
This is the Housewives of Atlanta is my favorite. Portia is one of my favorite as well. I think she is a fun girl and I love to watch her, but they do think sis leans in for the storyline.
And that comes from us seeing her straight up tell flat out lies on television. It comes from us seeing her lean into the mess on television. It comes from us seeing how she showed her ass during the notorious season 9 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, when she made all those those innuendos and alluded to Kandi and Shamia having a relationship, Kandi being in the closet. She very gleefully spewed that sex dungeon lie on TV that she had gotten from wherever she got it from Phaedra. She said that she got from Phaedra. You know, we've seen Portia willfully engage in those sort of things. We also can't sit up here and pretend like the optics don't matter in that relationship with her and Simon. You know what I'm saying? He was very clearly involved and married to Fallon, you know what I'm saying, who we didn't know, but who we saw him with. Then we saw her with him a month later. You know, a month after a month, a month later, they was engaged, and we saw that picture of her, Simon, and Dennis on Mother's Day, and it was like, wow, that's a very ballsy thing to do, and it's something that is very intentional, right? While we can't judge it, we also can't ignore the optics. And I think that it is a fair conclusion that people come to when they question the validity of some of the things that she does.
Of course, and listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, because no, and I get that. That's why and I get that. That's why I'm saying me personally, right? In terms of who worked with her and knows her. No, I get that.
From the inside, you're speaking from the inside.
Yes. Okay. I'm trying to say that. Yeah. So what I will say is, I did post a picture of Portia and I on Saturday, and I said sending her love. And people were like,
for what? She ain't want nothing to do with that man. She was done.
I know, but I think this. This is what I believe, Loren and Dustin. At the end of the day, we've all been in relationships where the partner we were with wasn't the best for us. But it didn't mean we wanted their downfall to be what it is. I think some of us were like, I don't want you, but damn, it came to this.
Yeah, it came to this. For sure.
So I wanted to explain that, because people said, why not wish for Simon? I don't have anything against Simon. I don't know Simon. I met Simon for the first time the day of his wedding.
Right.
I happen to know Portia, and I was sending love to her, because I think at the end of the day, regardless of what you go through, nobody deserves that on both sides. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like whatever is happening, because I don't get into people's marriages, but my post was for my friend, and that's just it.
Tag me in, friend, because I'm your friend. Tag me in, please. Bam. Okay, first of all, you ain't got shit to explain to nobody when it comes to that post you made on Instagram with you and Portia. You just, that's your friend in real life. People don't understand that my friendship with you, for all the things that, you know, people have to say about me, about you, Carlos, I'm your friend, bro. So like, I don't give a damn about none of that. And I'm going to operate in the capacity of your friend. You know what I'm saying? That's what you did. It was what it was. Your girl, her ex nigga who's been putting her through hell. I feel like Simon Guobadia is one of the worst niggas on the face of the earth to have been your ex. Because we saw what he did to Fallon. We see what he's doing to Portia. He is absolutely thirsty to be attached to the attention that the Real Housewives of Atlanta brings to people. That's why he blatantly, at least he was honest about it. He said, if you think I'm not going to be talking while this season is on, think again. He makes these cryptic posts with all this language that is really,
gotta be
it looks
quicker
like,
than that.
yeah, it looks like Chat GPT be writing this shit, right? Because there's all this descriptive language and adjectives on top of adjectives and shit. And it's just a lot. And I would hate for that to be the dark cloud of an ex that follows me around. You know what I'm saying? I would hate that. So I can understand Portia being happy that he's out of her hair, but just like you, I don't believe that she will call ice on him and be dancing around in her African, the dresses from her African wedding to celebrate him being detained by fucking ICE. That's crazy. I don't believe that she would do that. I get the joke and it is funny, but I don't believe for one second.
Yeah, somebody called it the Real Ice Wives of Atlanta, which to me, like that's something to laugh at. I thought that was funny. Like that's funny. But I wanted to address that. Shifting gears as we close on, I want to talk about a scene from Married to Medicine that has made its rounds on social media. I'm trying to get caught up to that episode, so I only watched a clip.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a scene, I believe it ended the episode, I'm not sure, where Dr. G is talking to his wife and the conversation led into them being in their room with the doors closed, but you heard the audio. Dustin, you want to take that one and just like what? Because I didn't watch the full episode, but I did see that clip and I know it's something.
So obviously Married to Medicine this season has been a hotbed for mess because they brought Dr. G and his new wife, Letitia. Her nickname is Sweet Tea. I wish we just called her Letitia, but they brought Dr. G and his new wife too, because it's like, why are we even setting this up like that? Sweet Tea. It automatically, anyway. They brought her and him back onto the show last year for the sole purpose of antagonizing Quad. She suffered through that last season. They kicked her out the group. She came back. Quad is by no means without fault. She has caused several problems on that cast, but they did her wrong last season by adding Dr. G and his new wife to the show to antagonize her. Quad played the game with them last season, got back in the ropes this season, has a new partner that loves her, that seems to be, based on what we see on this show, formidable, okay, and fulfilling Quad and lifting her up. Quad is happier than we've seen her in many, many, many seasons. She's much more lighthearted and fun on the show. It's so good to see. And so we saw things kind of come to a head this past episode. There was a big blow up on the beach for a lot of different reasons that it'd take too long to explain. But because of that blow up, Dr. G and his wife Letitia left the group in Key West and went back to Atlanta. And the clips that are circulating that people are discussing are clips of a conversation between Dr. G and Letitia pertaining to what happened, where he calls her immature. He tells her that she's naive. He tells her that she shouldn't have been trying to run up to King to argue with a man. Instead of her telling him that she wasn't trying to argue with a man, she was coming to shut it down and keep him safe. She says, well, I'm combat trained. And it's responses like that kind of make people question, her, like, if she's present enough to even be a part of such spirited discussions, right? And he pounces on it. He has a temper tantrum, gets up from the table, storms upstairs talking shit. Kind of reminded me when Greg Leaks, rest in peace, when he went up them steps on Nene that time when they was having that argument about the breakdown of their relationship. But it was kind of the same thing, except we don't like Dr. G and we loved Greg Leaks, right? So Dr. G showed himself to be less than mature. He had a hot mic moment after that behind the closed door of their bedroom where he doubled down on what he said to her at the table. And it was cruel, surprising to come from a mental health professional, you know what I'm saying, on television. And even he's allowed to have real moments of emotion and react too, but it contradicted everything that he said. And it seemed to be rooted in him basically being salty that Quad was at the beach with her new man and talking shit when she was drunk. So that's what you saw. And a lot of people are feeling sorry for Sweet too. How do you feel about it, Loren, what you saw, the way that he was like communicating or not communicating, I should say, with Letitia during that conversation when they were wrapping up?
Well, for me, I'm one of the people that don't really care for him at all because of
Mm-hmm.
the history with
Mm-hmm.
Quad.
Same.
So in seeing that, I've kind of always wondered what their real honest dynamic was like when the lights is off, when the cameras is off, because I'm not going on no show with my man with his ex, and this show was predicated on their relationship at one point. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I just feel
Yep.
like it puts me in a very unfair position. Even if we are friendly, it's like we know what it's given. Like we know that the mess is going to come up. I'm throwing myself to the fire, and I don't understand why, unless someone or something or somebody feels like you just need to be around all eyes all ears all the time. So if I'm Sweet Tea, I'm already questioning that, like, well, why, like, what are, you know what I mean, like I'm not okay with that, number one.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
exactly. But she is a woman though, so hearing the conversation, I was just like, he back on the bullshit again, allegedly. Like it just, it didn't sit well with me at all. Like it sounded like a person who was very in control of that full situation, and it sounded like a person who like hasn't learned from the previous things that we've heard or seen
Mm-hmm.
the alleged, and like all that stuff that they went through. What was that, like
Mm-hmm.
2019?
Mm-hmm.
All that
Mm-hmm.
stuff that they went through when he went through a quad, just even if it's just a conversation, an aggressive tone or like a controlling, or it's just certain things you do that can make the mind wander to other things, and like we have questions now, and it's like I feel like, how did you not learn that before? That
Yeah.
was number one. But I also felt like too, like I don't condone violence at all. Like at this point in my life, I'm trying to be
Yeah.
at peace. Me and my man on the beach, we not doing that.
Yeah.
But I will say, I feel like Quad was a little too lit, and that's on her. And you know what I mean? She said what she said, but like eventually that moment was going to happen. Like
Mm-hmm.
y'all put her in this situation where it's like
A
it was bound to
precipice.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was bound to happen. So it's like I really don't feel too bad for Sweet Tea as far as like the interaction that she had to encounter when it comes to Quiet. I did feel bad for her, like with the hot mic situation, because I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that escalates into, even if it's just conversation. It seems like how that goes. But again, I don't know, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to assume because I
Yeah.
speak in fact unless I know it.
Yeah.
But it just didn't sound good at all, and it made
Yeah.
me be like, dang. I hope this is not what we think it is, or it leads to what we think it can lead to.
Yeah. Same. Same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they did tape the Married to Medicine reunion last weekend, I believe. So I'm like Loren. My sources told me exclusively in
No,
my
you got it.
Loren
These is your girls.
voice. A lot of that does get addressed on this reunion. A lot.
Good.
So everything, all of that, it does get addressed on this reunion. And I heard that this reunion is really, really explosive. So
Good.
we are going to look to that. I am so sad this ends. On some real shit, I can really talk to you guys for hours, which is why when I come into New York City, which will be soon, Dustin, Loren, and we need to have a
Power lunch.
Ponderosa.
Links.
Power
Yes.
lunch.
Yes,
One of them
yes.
2-3
So
hour lunches. Yes.
no,
I'm
I'm
down.
serious. Why
Yep.
can't we do dinner?
That
I
too.
could do dinner or lunch. I'm just out
Yep.
here living. We just living right now, Carlos. We could do dinner. We could do
Okay,
lunch.
okay,
We could do
okay,
lunch
okay,
that
okay.
leads into dinner.
Yep. I'm with
Okay,
all of that.
okay. So there's a spot that I heard about. I'll text y'all. There's a spot I heard about that has dinner, music, and that a lot of the men on Wall Street come after work.
Let's
I
go.
think I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. I think
Mm-hmm.
I got hip to that spot before.
Did you go yet?
I haven't gone yet, but I've been told that that's where I should be.
Okay,
Let's
because
go.
I think a Wall Street investment banker is in my future.
I've been told that that's where I should be. I was taking a little break,
Okay.
head get a little clouded, but
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, yes.
I
Well,
haven't
listen.
been.
Well, we're all gonna go together. I'll see y'all soon. But Loren, please let the raindrops know exactly where they can continue to support you. You're also selling merch. You're
Yes.
on the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Run it down where they can follow you. All of it, sis.
Got you. So I'm Loren Lorosa everywhere. LOREN LOROSA. Instagram, TikTok is Loren Lorosa _iconic. Twitter. And I break news throughout all my social. I do it differently on each account. Mainly Twitter and Instagram though. So look, I love that Carlos said he has his post notifications on for me because that's how you get the good stuff. When it
Yeah.
comes, it comes. You get everything. And we also are Brown Girl Grinding on Instagram, all comments spelling as well too, which is where we have the fun, the conversations, the meetups, the events. But yeah, I'm on the Breakfast Club Monday through Friday. When I'm not at the Breakfast Club, I'm breaking news and then I take it back to the Breakfast Club. I did just film with BET. There is a BET Talk segment that you guys will be seeing coming out as of this week, I
Yeah,
believe.
Loren.
Yeah, so we got that coming out as well too. That is going to be like, I believe it's like a weekly thing, sit down interviews, very candid conversations, a lot different than what people see me do at Breakfast Club or anywhere else. I'm not
Mhm.
pressing, get into the, you know what I mean? I'm really just being a person in the moment, having a conversation that feels like a hug. So I'm excited about that. And we got some things coming. Nothing
Mhm.
I can announce right now, but we got some things coming. So please turn on your post notifications. Shop my merch at browngirlgrinding.com. You can also sign up for our email subscriptions there that let you know everything that Loren has happening. And yeah, I'm out here grinding, brown girl grinding, period.
You
That's
are,
what's
you
up.
are, you are. And Dustin,
Yes,
you just sold out of your show in less than a week,
I
Oh,
did.
congratulations.
Thank you so
which
much.
is insane.
I'm
So
so
talk about
excited.
that and what you got going on too.
So God or whoever, if you whatever you pray to, whatever your belief system is, somebody been good to me because I announced my first one-man show. It's a comedy set that I'm performing on March 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day at City Winery here in New York, and we sold that motherfucker out in 4 days. So
Congratulations. That is so
yeah,
fire.
Lauren, thank you so much. And if you're around on St. Patrick's Day, we'll
I
connect.
am, and I would be, is that a weekday or
Yeah,
weekend?
it's a Monday. It's on a Monday night here in New York. Yep. So 7:30 on a Monday. Doors open at 6. But I say that to say that show is sold out and God is good. So I'm so excited to tell jokes
Yes.
and announce what's coming after that because more people will be able to see that show. So I'm excited
Good.
about what's coming next.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lauren.
Congratulations on that. Loren, Dustin, thank you guys so much for an explosive episode. I love you guys
Thanks
so
for
much.
having
I'll
us.
see y'all in New York soon. And
Yes.
Yes.
we'll talk. Okay.
So nice
I
meeting you,
love you
Lauren.
Nice
guys.
meeting you too. I'm sure we talk again.
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. All right, raindrops. That was good. 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 What a great episode. Okay, so before I end things, wait, am I dropping an interview tomorrow? Wait, no, it's next week. Okay. My assistant is texting me, and so you know. Okay, next week. Okay. So no interview tomorrow, raindrops. But I am dropping something this week that'll make up for it. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's not tomorrow though. Maybe Thursday, but it's good. It's so good. But make sure y'all watch my Wags to I can't talk. My Wags to Riches exclusive with Stoney and Sade, which was everything. And thank y'all so much for the love that you guys have shown to Shira Simmons, DMX ex-wife. You guys, the book is flying off the shelves. So thank you guys so much for that interview. You know, I love my platform. I love that I'm able to bring people on to tell their stories and to introduce themselves to you guys. And y'all, the raindrops be showing support for folks. So thank you guys for that. To Shira Simmons, love. And she wanted me to tell y'all, thank y'all too. God is good. So as I end this episode, I want to dedicate this episode to somebody that started a love and marriage Huntsville fan page. Okay. It's the largest love and marriage Huntsville fan page on Instagram. And this person, we had this social media episode, like Funky Dineva was there. We had a bunch of content creators and people, and we contacted the person who runs the Love and Marriage Huntsville page because I don't take any of this for granted. The fact that you guys create fan pages means the world to me. And I felt like this fan page was so good because it was all about just promoting the cast, promoting the show, and that was it. So I want us to say thank you because this person is stepping down from her duties. And again, I love the fact that she decided to even create it. So she's very shy, but I want y'all to say thank you to Lula.
Hey, Carlos. Someone said earlier, like, who's that random person that got added? That was by accident.
Yeah, that's by accident. My team made a mistake and hit the wrong person with Loren and her. But I know Lula hates being on camera, so I'll keep this short and sweet. I just want to say thank you. The fact that you created a fan page just based on you loving the show means the world to me. You are somebody who I felt like did a great job of just keeping about the show, the clips, and promoting the cast. And I know that isn't the easiest thing to do. So I just want to say thank you, Lula, for your contribution when it comes to creating a fan page on a show that is near and dear to me, that I created, that the fans love and that the people love. And again, I don't take any of that for granted.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say thank you.
Thank you so much, Carlos. When you reached out and said, hey, can you hop on my Monday Night Live so I can say thank you to you, because you see you didn't want to comment. You want to give me my flowers. Thank you for this opportunity. And I want to take an opportunity also to say thank you to the fans who have been so kind on the page. The cast has been so incredible, your production team, and also you. Thank you for the opportunity to be featured on the social media special. And yeah, I'm stepping down. I want to do my own thing. I'm building my business. So thank you again for having me.
No, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. All right. So listen. Raindrops, I will see y'all on the next one. Have a great Monday. And don't forget, this week I'm dropping an exclusive fun. It's a fun one. And the next week will be my one-on-one send down. All right. I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.